While generating rooftop power is a simple physical process, the exact financial reality behind the panels remains completely hidden. For homeowners here in Dayton, the hesitation to adopt solar rarely stems from a distrust of the hardware. The friction usually comes from pure confusion over what actually happens to the utility bill after the installation crews pack up and leave. A common expectation is that solar provides a clean one-to-one replacement of grid power. You assume that if the sun is shining, the meter stops and the grid becomes a thing of the past. But aggressive zero-bill marketing campaigns obscure a very stubborn reality. Even with a perfect roof, an AES Ohio envelope is still going to show up in your mail every month. To evaluate what your actual return on investment will be, you have to decode the specific way AES Ohio measures your usage and awards your credits.
That means recognizing the distinction between total household consumption, which is everything your appliances pull to run, and net consumption, which is the specific number the utility uses to charge you. Mastering that billing math before a single panel goes up prevents a massive post-installation letdown and gives you a clear picture of what your long-term savings will actually look like. To see how that net number is calculated, we have to follow the actual electrons. Electricity moves between your house and the AES Ohio grid in distinct phases, driven entirely by the time of day. This flowchart maps out the ideal scenario: direct self-consumption. On a sunny afternoon, the power generated on your roof feeds directly into your running appliances. You use the electricity exactly when it's produced, instantly dropping your grid purchases to zero for that moment. But the sun eventually goes down. When your household demand outpaces what the panels can produce, the system seamlessly pulls the supplemental power you need straight from the grid. Conversely, during a bright midday stretch when no one is home, your panels will produce a surplus. That excess power is forced outward, flowing backward through your meter and out onto the utility grid. At the end of the billing cycle, AES Ohio looks at what you imported during deficits and what you exported during surpluses. The mathematical difference between those two flows is your net billed kilowatt-hour total. AES Ohio doesn't mash these actions into a single number. They track delivered power and received power as entirely separate data points in their system. Because your personal routine will almost never perfectly match the rhythm of the sun, relying on the grid to act as your temporary battery is unavoidable. That ongoing connection permanently shapes the math on your final statement. When it comes time to pay, those physical energy flows have to be translated into actual dollars and cents on paper. Under the current tariff rules, AES Ohio takes your excess exported power and converts it into a monetary credit. That specific credit is tied to the energy component of the standard service offer. This matrix categorizes exactly how those credits behave. They are incredibly useful for offsetting future energy costs, but they do not operate as a magic wand that cancels out non-energy fees. In the reduces column, your solar production directly targets supply costs and any delivery riders that are tied to your kilowatt-hour volume. When net usage drops, these costs drop with it. However, in the remain column, we have fixed grid costs. Flat customer charges and fixed transmission components are the price of simply maintaining your physical connection to the regional power network.
For instance, the standard rate 111 residential customer charge is a fixed fee. Whether your panels overproduce by a massive margin or sit idle under a blizzard, that specific line item will still appear. Offsetting your electricity usage is a mathematical fact. Owing $0 is a marketing fiction. Accepting that difference early protects you from bad projections and predatory sales tactics. Ohio experiences heavy, distinct seasonal shifts that will severely alter how your rooftop system performs throughout the entire calendar year. This chart illustrates the contrast. During the long, high-angle days of summer, your system can easily outpace your usage and bank massive export credits with the utility. But January paints a different picture. Shorter days and lower sun angles drastically limit production, while cold weather drives household heating demand up. You will naturally be forced to import more grid power during these months. Beyond the weather, human behavior dictates the rest of the equation. A family working from home that runs the laundry and dishwasher at noon absorbs that solar power directly, maximizing the system's efficiency. Compare that to a night owl household. They leave the house empty all day, exporting all their cheap production to the grid, only to return at dusk and buy that power back when appliances kick on. You also have to watch the calendar. Your solar tracking app measures strict calendar months, but AES Ohio operates on a rolling 25 to 35-day billing cycle. The dates rarely match, which can make a perfectly normal bill look suspiciously high at first glance. Because weather patterns and billing windows shift so violently, isolating a single flattering summer bill tells you nothing. True solar performance is an annual marathon. So, taking the physical electron flow, the fixed AES Ohio fees, and the harsh Ohio winters into account, the question remains, does this actually fit your specific situation? The math only works if you meet the core criteria required under AES Ohio's current net metering rules. You need stable household consumption patterns, and you need a timeline. You must plan on staying in the property long enough for the annualized return on investment to actually materialize. Your motivation should be grounded in predictability. The main financial benefit is locking in a fixed cost to protect your household from rising, volatile utility rates in the future. Designing a rooftop array based on a single month's guess is a guarantee for sizing errors. You need 12 full months of historical utility bills to engineer a system that matches your actual life. If your absolute definition of success is entirely eliminating your electric bill down to $0, you should stop right now. Do not install solar, but if you define victory as drastically reducing grid reliance, banking reliable summer credits, and adding long-term budget predictability, the hardware does exactly what it's supposed to do. When you sit down with an installer, demand specifics. Make them map out realistic offset percentages based on your nighttime usage, rather than accepting generic savings templates. To get answers tied to your actual roof and your actual meter, contact Solar Panels Dayton. We run a professional residential solar assessment built directly around realistic AES Ohio billing outcomes. Stop chasing magic erasers. Treat rooftop solar as a calculated, annualized financial tool, and you will finally secure the lasting peace of mind and genuine energy independence you're actually looking for.